Hey everyone, this is Tell the Truth Sports Radio. I'm your host, Ron Fitch. I'm going to tell you the truth about the divisional playoff round. I love this round. I'm going to make my picks. But first, I'm going to tell you an important message that you need to hear about preparing your taxes. Everyone, Tell the Truth Sports Radio's sponsored by GTTFVisionTax.com. You want to go here to get your taxes done. Hold on, wait a second. I got a call coming in. John, hey, what's going on, man? Oh, you signed up with these services. Okay, so what do they provide? Individual tax preparation? Meticulous filing for individuals? Wow. Business tax solutions? Comprehensive tax strategies designed to optimize financial outcomes for your business? That's good for business. Okay, John, you got me hooked. I'm gonna have to sign up. And they have tax planning, proactive strategy, and strategic planning to minimize liabilities and enhance financial stability. And that's very important, John. Okay, how do I get in touch with these people? Go on gttfvisiontax.com and get a free consultation. Get your taxes done right. Get peace of mind when April comes around, tax time. It's the best move you can make. Hey everyone, this is Tell the Truth Sports Radio. I'm back after that beautiful message. Get your taxes done. She's going to do a terrific job. Now I'm going to get into the game. The Bills, the Chiefs. It's the final game of the day on Paramount on CBS. And man, Josh Allen versus Mahomes again, round three, but this time it's in Buffalo. And that was because of Kadarius Toney lining up off sides after having a terrific game that day. That would have been a great, great ending, but it wasn't. So, you know, what are you going to do? Anyway, I'm trying to see if he is going to play because he's a very important piece to the Chiefs. He's questionable. They need him to play because I think you need all hands on deck. I think the key is Pacheco and Cook because if Pacheco can give you those hard yards, Kansas City's not lighting you up deep anymore. Kelsey had a good game because Freiermuth had a good game the other day, and the Bills are because of the injuries they're having trouble dealing with tight ends. Now, as far as the receivers are concerned, Rice had a good game, but they shut everybody else down. They got the best pair of safeties in the league in Poyer and Hyde. And you got to be careful with those ball hawks. And Mahomes knows that. And also, their right tackle is terrible. He cost them a touchdown. And I wonder if Von Miller lines up to try to get going. He hasn't had that Von Miller kind of game. Oliver and Roussel are just amazingly tough. Their corners are solid. They're a little handsy sometimes, and they didn't get the call last week. But if they're handsy against the Chiefs in the playoffs, they might get that call. They're going to be careful. Can't be handsy. Just cover good. But they're good corners, and they lost some serious piece on defense, but they play good as a unit. The Bills play good as a unit, even with the injuries. But I wonder if that could hurt them. But I'm gonna tell you why it won't. If we go Chiefs offense, Bills defense, the Bills and Chiefs, the game was it was in the 20s. Usually the Bills average over 27 points a game at home. I still think it's going to be low because of how both defenses will play well, but I think the Bills, yeah, Kelsey will get his, Watson will get his, but I just think this is what's going to hurt the Chiefs. Shout out to Chris Sims because I can't say it like he can. He says every game the Chiefs offense blanks it up. If you look at the touchdowns they should have had last week and they end up settling for field goals where they can't get out of their own way, the drops, They've done it all year long. They're probably not, if Scanlon can catch the football next week, the Chiefs are going to win. I don't think that he is. Or if Kadarius Toney cannot make that bad mistake, being offsides or doing something crazy, or maybe even drops the ball, and even Kelsey has some dropping issues. If they go out there and Buffalo drop passes, they're going to be in trouble. And I think that's what's going to sink them. Their offense will move solid, but they're going to be on the road. It's a lot different. Hilaire, I do like the fact that he's running well and he's good at the backfield. On the other side, Snead and their cornerback play and Mike Edwards in the safety, they are really good. Jones is solid up the middle. And it's not just, listen now, it's not just the stars that makes the Chiefs look good. It's the scheme. It's Spagnuolo. It's the way he dials up the blitzes sometimes. And I also I love McDuffie on the. You got McDuffie and Snead, and they shut down your receivers. And he did a good job on Diggs. And can Shakur get open? They did a good job on the tight ends last time? Can Knox and Kincaid get going? And that's the key. If they if they do enough, if they get to 24, I believe they're going to win the game. I believe Buffalo's going to win. And I'll tell you why Buffalo's going to win. The biggest reason, third down efficiency. When it's 3rd and 2, you got to worry. I mean, listen, Mahomes is a good scrambler, but on 3rd and 2, Josh Allen runs like a running back. Or it's 4th and 1, Josh Allen's going to get that. He's going to go to the left, or he's going to go up the middle. He's going to do that quarterback sneak, and their line is very good. Now, Jones is a stout in the middle, so it's going to be interesting. But on 3rd and short, they have that advantage. Also, he could fake the run, scramble, and throw the ball to the tight end like he did one time in the game against Kansas City that on 4th down and 3, instead of they thought he was going to run, he stopped, threw the ball sidearm to Kincaid, 1st down. So the Bills have more options on 3rd down when you need to change the move. And I think that's the key to this game. Now, Mahomes, you don't want him with the ball in the 4th quarter, the game on the line. So what the Bills have to do, it's going to be a back and forth game. It's going to be close because I believe that Kansas City is more healthier. But the Bills, I think it's just that momentum. I think even though they're not healthy on defense, they play good as a unit. And I just think it's their time to get past the Chiefs. And the reason is 3rd down efficiency. I just believe somehow, some way they can move the chains enough. Both teams have good kickers, so that's not going to be a problem. The field is going to be good. It's going to be cold, but both teams don't care about that. The biggest X factor, and it showed its head against the Chiefs, is they had no answer for Cook out of the backfield. He was going down, getting chunk yards on the passing game, scored a touchdown. He ran it a little bit. Both teams are pretty stout running. Pacheco ran it a little bit. They're going to need Pacheco to run a lot better against a good Buffalo defense. And maybe they could run it a little because the Bills are injured and they don't have the depth and they could get a little tired late. They're going to have to hope for that because Chiefs don't need 3rd longs in this game. They need to be on schedule because they don't have Tyreek Hill, so they can't just stretch the field. They need 3rd and 7, 3rd and 5s. And Rice. Rice is the best. Rice is their best player, period. He had a great game against the Dolphins last week. Kelsey is the 2nd guy that you need. And then Pacheco, even Pacheco out of the backfield, even McKinnon out of the backfield. The Chiefs can't afford all the goof ups in the red zone. The penalties, their linemen leading the league, and penalties can't block a guy in the back, can't hold, can't have an illegal procedure when it's 4th and 1. That's where they're at. They can't afford that. If they do, they're going to get beat. And I just think that they dropped too many passes to walk into Buffalo and win. And I like the Bills. Allen and Mahomes will play great. I think the Bills are going to dethrone the champions. So people who love Taylor Swift probably not going to see her on a screen in football for the rest of the year, unless you mess around and get, I don't care if it's a minute left. You mess around and give Patrick, I don't care if if they drop footballs all game long. If you give Patrick Mahomes the ball at the end of the game, he's going to create football magic, and he's going to beat the Bills. He will steal that game from the Bills if you give that guy the ball. So what the Bills have to do, if they have the lead with around 4 minutes left, this is it, guys. And this is where Allen's scrambling on third down, Allen's ability to use his legs and move around in the pocket will be huge. This is where I go in the huddle and say, listen, we got to take up forget scoring if they have the lead. We got to take this whole 4 minutes of the clock. We don't leave. Mahomes not coming back on the field. That's the mentality of the Bills. They have to do that. If they do that, they should be fine. Like I said, I just think the difference in this game is going to be the third down efficiency of the Bills and their ability with Allen. Of course, Mahomes is a great scrambler. He's a money scrambler. But Mahomes to power scramble, where he can run like a running back, like he's running between the tackles to get that short yardage, or he could throw the ball on the run like he did a couple times in Kansas City to make it happen. I just think the Buffalo Bills will advance. All right, the Buffalo Bills are going to play the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm going to tell you why. There's experience. Both teams are really good. The Texans are on a roll, so I can see the Texans giving them a game for 3 quarters. I think it's going to be kind of 31-20-ish type of deal, because I do like DeMeco Ryans and his staff, and Bobby Slowick might get a job somewhere. He's the offensive coordinator of the Texans, and man, did he dial up some plays. Now, the Browns have more of a reckless attacking defense. They left Collins and their tight end Jordan wide open. You can't leave Nico Collins wide open. Humphrey, Nico Collins is going to be interesting, but Baltimore, I think they play it where they allow Singletary to run it a little bit and then just take away those 15. They're going to flood that zone. They're going to take away like the airspace, like you're guarding a 3-point shooter, you take away his airspace and make him drive or make it a difficult 3-point shot. I think that's what the Ravens will do in this game. And now, instead of easy throws, when he goes back, he's going to go back under a little more pressure. If Clowney's kind of had a resurgence, if Clowney could get to him, they don't have the best pressure, but they come after you, and they're just solid defensively. But I think they're going to make Stroud throw the ball in tighter windows, that means it's going to be harder to complete the passes because the coverage is going to be a lot better. And I just believe that slight change will, now if he's having a perfect game where he's throwing right through the tight windows, which is possible, he's on fire. If he makes those throws, it's going to be competitive. If not, giving Houston a chance to actually pull off the upset. But I just don't think it's not their time yet. I think they did a good job getting here. The Ravens are rested. And there was kind of a rugged game for all the teams last week. Now you're going into San Francisco, you're going to Baltimore against rested teams, and that's going to be huge. Baltimore's rested. They didn't play against Pittsburgh, and now they're going to take care of business. And the biggest reason they're going to take care of business is Lamar Jackson. It's a better scheme because it was him running around, making plays, throwing the ball over the place, running the ball, kind of having almost like a wing T offense before. Now there's more structure from a passing standpoint. Lamar Jackson doesn't just run. You could time him running before. Now he'll go back, he'll run, he'll stop and find somebody deep or find his tight ends, which they're good, very good. Isaiah Likely, and I don't think Mark Andrews ready yet. They'll find Isaiah Likely. He still will run, but he doesn't run it as much. He runs it to throw now. He also runs it. And he'll have different RPOs where he runs. But their running game is still strong. But if you commit and sell out, he'll go deep. He'll go deep to Zay Flowers, or he'll go deep to Bateman, and even Beckham will go down and get you 12 or 13 yards, which makes this offense lethal. And they put up 40 burgers. They whooped up on the Texans without Stroud, but the Texas defense is solid. Listen, Coach Ryans can flat out coach. So he's going to have his defense ready. And they played really good defense. And Stingley is a great corner. So, I mean, and they got two of the rookies of the year. They got Robinson, and I'm telling you, he could play. They are going to, I'm telling you, they are going to come to play. And I do believe they make it competitive. I will not disrespect what the Texans could bring. To just not ready yet. That is the bottom line. Will Anderson Jr., I love this dude. Will Anderson is the rookie. Him and Stroud are two top rookies. Will Anderson will make things happen. But Will Anderson's going to, I think Will Anderson's going to have to get some sacks against, you have to get Jackson down. And if you don't get Jackson down and you break and you're not disciplined, he runs right through, especially on 3rd and 6, and you rush past him, he'll get to 6. He'll run, get to 6. Now it's a whole new set of downs, and here they come, coming down the field, coming downhill. Here comes Gus Edwards for 10. Now you're scrambling. Now the Ravens got you. It's almost like a python squeezing their prey and swallowing it. That's kind of how the Ravens are. But the Texans are going to make it a game. I think it's like 31. It's going to be close. Maybe breakaway. Like the Bills and Steelers. The Steelers battle back, and then the Bills kind of score that last put-away touchdown. I think it's going to be like that. The 49ers are going to beat the Packers. Packers are coming in on fire. This could be a good matchup. I think it's going to be like the Bills. I mean, not the Bills, the Ravens and the Texans. It's going to be kind of that 31 to 20-ish type of game because the Packers are going to play. You got Zaire Alexander and Corey Ballantyne at the corners playing at a high level. And, Ayuk and Debo, that's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. But it's not that. If we look at the Green Bay defense, Rashad Gary, they got good. They haven't played good all the time. And they have good pieces there. Just not ready to go. Now, Dallas was a mess. And Dallas didn't have the formations that Shanahan's going to bring. They're not ready to walk into San Francisco and do what the Ravens did to the Niners and just confuse Brock Purdy, have him throwing the ball all over the place. And that means Green Bay's going to have to put points on the board to match the Niners. Niners at home. They're rested, and the Niners are so good at getting up like 14-0, 7-0, 14-0. Now you can't run. Now you can't run the ball. Now you're in scramble mode, and they've blown out just about all the opponents they played this year. They're built to blow you out. Close games, they've struggled. Being behind, they struggle. But Shannon's like, listen, we're not going to be behind. We're just going to blow you out. We're going to blow out. We're going to blow out the first round opponent, blow out the team in the AFC Championship game, and we get to the Super Bowl. Let's see what happens. But I just think that the Packers do not have and now if Aaron Jones is not going to run against Werner and all those monsters up front with Bosa and those dudes, that's a tall order. The one thing that could be a problem is Tafunga, one of the best safeties in the league, is out for the season. So that'll allow Jordan Love to maybe, if he has time, to kind of take advantage of that, which I believe will happen and give the Packers a chance to just make this respectable and make this a pretty good game going into the fourth quarter. And you know what I do love about Love? Now the Cowboy pass rush was going to come after him. So what they did when he went in the shotgun, I noticed this. He took a deeper drop because he has such a good arm. He took a deeper drop. It gave him a little more time to find the open receivers And when by the time the Cowboy rush came, the ball was thrown already, and the Cowboys never adjusted. I just think the Niners, because they could stop the run, Jordan Love is going to be a little more under duress in this game. Um, but defense. Let's just stay with defense for Green Bay. They didn't have to deal with the running game last week. You got to deal with the best running back in the NFL, and other than Jonathan Taylor, my guy, Christian McCaffrey. He's may get the MVP. He might get the MVP. And then Elijah Mitchell's a solid backup. And what they do, he can run. They can line him up. This is what makes the Niners scary. You could line McCaffrey up at receiver, put Debo from receiver, put him in the backfield, run him, or put Debo in the backfield and throw a screen pass to him, or put Debo in the, or have McCaffrey run a regular route like and get caught with a linebacker on him, and you're screwed. Or you could have Debo and McCaffrey in the backfield and show the running formation and try to play. Okay, we're gonna, and Shanahan's capable of doing this. We'll fake the pitch to Debo, fake the run to one way, have McCaffrey come toward the ball, fake that, have Brock Purdy go back, sit back there, and have George Kittle 20 yards down the field wide open. That's what makes the Niners dangerous. And I think Green Bay's only path on defense is to just blitz, not be reckless with the blitz, but really get after him and flood the zone and play from 15 yards in, completely have your safeties come in a little closer. Now you could get past you. I don't know if Debo could get past you as much, but if you get beat deep, so be it. But the Niners kill you with 1,000 paper cuts. It's just 10 yards here, 5 yards here, 7 yards. Maybe he'll hit you deep. Okay, but you got to take something away. You're not good enough to just go line up and just stop him. And the only path for Green Bay is to line up, flood those zones, and have and get and turn Purdy over to make it a game where it's back and forth. And now the Niners are not killing you. It's not 14-0, and now you're in it. Because you're not gonna get out to a 14-0 lead like you did against the Cowboys. You got to win a total different way. You have to win a dogfight. And the Niners don't want it to be a dogfight. The Niners just want to bludgeon you to death, beat you up for 3 quarters, and rest in the fourth. I just think the Niners are going to get ahead and take care of business. And then defensively, they're going to stop Jones with the running game. And Fred Warner is going to make some plays. And Justin Hargrave up the middle. That was a nice Justin Hargrave, Eric Armstead, and Bosa is going to get after Love. It's just too. I just think it's too much, And then Chase Young is coming after you. They got a galaxy of stars. It's just, they come after you. Now they're not super deep, but it doesn't matter when you have stars at every single position. The cornerback, they're pretty good. They're not. Ward is good, but it's not super great. But if you're on your behind in 3 seconds, it doesn't matter how good or bad your cornerbacks are or safeties. So Love is probably going to do the same thing where he drops back a little deeper because he has the arm strength, but he's going to have to throw through tight windows too. This is a different stuff. This ain't Dallas where guys are wide open. So he's going to have to make the adjustments. It's not going to be enough. McCaffrey and Debo and Kittles and Purdy will score enough and they'll take care of business. And Shanahan, and these are, I believe they were on the same staff, these two coaches. Shanahan will get the best of this matchup, and the Niners will move on. The Niners are going to play the Lions. I believe the Lions are going to win home in a very competitive game. I think the Bucs are going to come to play. Defensively, they're solid, but it's a raucous crowd. And one of the Rams players said that's the loudest building he's ever been in because they haven't been to the playoffs in years, and that crowd was crazy loud. and Cloud in Seattle. That's amazing. So you're going to deal with the decimal levels. I just think because they're home, that's enough because these teams match up well. I mean, the Lions beat them up the last game in Tampa weeks ago, but Baker's playing a lot better. Um, the slight edge, I think I give Goff the edge. He's home. If this was in Tampa, maybe I pick the Buccaneers. Goff is Goff could do a little more because Goff could kind of go on a run. They run the ball a little better at Montgomery, and Gibbs is terrific out of backfield. So that's a big advantage they have. They have advantages. They're a little better than Tampa, even though Tampa's defense is going to make. See, Detroit wants to run the ball, set play action, get it down to all their weapons they got. That's going to be difficult to do. Vita Vea is the best interior defensive lineman, the most underrated. If he's not the best in the league, he's one of the most underrated. He dictates terms inside on the inside. He's that guy where you're just not running. So they're going to have to come up with a plan B. They had to the last time. What they did, this St. John ran a lot of crossers. And now they're going to really try to pay attention to, I'm sorry, St. John, St. Brown. They're going to Amara, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Pronounce that right, Ron. St. Brown is the star of the Lions. And he lit the Buccaneers up with just cross around after cross around after cross around. But what could be very, very interesting in this particular game is LaPorta, because of the times that Tampa does struggle with tight ends, and LaPorta is going to be bigger than, I think LaPorta and Gibbs are going to be the key with Reynolds. Reynolds played with the Rams with Goff, and Reynolds and Goff has a great chemistry. Now that Jameis is starting to come around, so they got a lot of weapons. But now Todd Bowles going to blitz the heck out of Goff because he can't sit there and let Goff chew them up in their home and then get ahead. The Bucs have to get ahead and kind of calm that crowd down. But on defense, the Bucs have Wingfield, one of the best safeties in the league. They got nice corners, so they're gonna try. I just think the Lions have a weapon or two more than what Tampa brings on defense with LaPorta, with Jameson, with Reynolds, with Gibbs coming out of backfield, with Gibbs running, Montgomery running. You have to honor the run, and that gives you passing lanes, and that allows St. John. I mean, oh gosh, I keep getting his name wrong. St. Brown to do, and St. Brown's one of the best receivers in football, so I better get it right. Okay, but St. Brown to get open, and he's just really a crafty route runner. But if they pay a lot of attention to him, the other guys are going to beat him, and I think that's the key. Another key is the Lions defense is good. You know, Hutchinson is a dog getting after the quarterback. They got nice pieces defensively. Now, Goodwin and Evans are great. Tight end's good, but Baker Mayfield is good when he goes back, sits on his feet, timing, boom, passes out, and he's good at that. If he goes back, first read's not open, second read's not open, okay, he gets a little happy feet, he'll try to force it, and times he'll throw bad picks because he's not tall. Or at times the balls get deflected and it turns into interceptions like the last game. Or he'll try to go on a run and try to do things he can't do. He hasn't done that. He used to do that in Cleveland, try to be somebody he can't, but he stays in his lane this year and is having a good year where he goes back, quick hitters, down the middle, or if it's not a quick hitter and they run the ball a little, which they're going to have to do, now he can go deep to Evans and Goodwin, and that works. But there's a certain way, a structure that Tampa has right now that they have to follow. He can't go back because he had happy feet a couple of times against the Eagles, but the Eagles were so clueless and stupid on defense and offense, they weren't going to take advantage of it, but the Lions will. They're going to be hold. That crowd is going to will the Lions to win. I just believe that the Lions have more pieces, but the Buccaneers are going to come to play. And now, if they can kind of get going and Baker Mayfield could get those timing routes. He goes back, guys open, he releases it. He's good at that, especially down the middle. He's good at doing that, getting it down there, or he'll go deep to Evans and Goodwin. They kind of have a simple scheme, and they got to adhere to it. If that works, and he could kind of get going, and Todd Bowles dials up enough defense, make Goff do a couple, because Goff did something extremely stupid last week where he was about to get sacked and just threw the ball to the ground. Bowles wants to see that part of Goff. Goff can't do that. But Goff is better and Mayfield a little better than Mayfield. They have a little more talent. It's going to be a very close game. Could be a last-second field goal. I really do believe Tampa Bay's going to come to play. Even in Detroit, Detroit's going to get a last-second field goal win, and we're going to have a rematch of 1957, the NFL championship years ago, where Lions went to San Francisco and beat them down 27-7, came back and won 31-7, 27. But I don't think Hugh McElhaney and Y.A. Tittle and those guys aren't alive anymore. Um, but that was an old fest. Now I don't think it's going to happen. But what if the Packers pull off the upset and play the Lions? You had the Packers, the old Central Division, the Packers and Lions who hate each other, playing for the right to go to the Super Bowl. That'd be crazy. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be the Lions and the San Francisco 49ers in Frisco, and the Niners will in that game, they'll probably move on to the Super Bowl.